Bill Haney. How
Man,
are you,
what's
man?
happening? Man, what's happening to everyone, man, on the panel and everybody in the chat? Salam alaikum, rahmatu Allah.
How
You
are
know
you,
what I
man?
mean? How is everyone?
Can't
Good,
complain,
good,
man.
good.
Can't
Bill, you
complain.
looking lean as hell.
Yeah.
Hey, man, listen, man, we're eating right and we're thinking right. You know what I mean? We're getting good rest.
You
You know
look
what I mean? It's
lean
just,
as all hell.
yeah, it's a great time. You know, you see me representing this, this Oakland, USA. Um,
That's what's up. That's a
Hey,
dope
let
shirt.
me just turn it off. I mean, not turn it off. Just take it and put it in the back.
I think Bill,
Hold
Bill,
on.
Bill, getting ready for a celebrity boxing match. He don't want to announce yet.
So, Bill, you
Um,
you here to break the news? I see Ryan says he got a fight. Did he get the Haney fight?
Ryan definitely doesn't want the Haney fight. You know what I mean?
He can't
Um,
land it.
yes, I think it's about time that we start. You know what I mean? Telling the truth. And I wanted to make sure that I came on the boxing voice, the voice of the people. You know what I mean? I want to come, in the middle, the top of the morning, and give them some news that they can use. That Devin is available. We've met every demand of the people, from who we fought, what kind of competition we fought, to the style that we didn't fought in. You know what I mean? Uh, it was a great fight on that Saturday night between him and Jorge Linares. I hear a lot of things about Jorge Linares that is real troubling when they say they want to bring boxing back. And one of the things that I want to talk about is when Vasil Lomachenko, who is 33 years old, when we talk about mileage, I mean, he had more mileage on the car before the car was actually professional. When the car was an amateur car, he had more mileage on it. He had 200 some.
Good point.
He had 200 and some fights worth of mileage. You know what I mean? On that guy. You feel me? Dev turned pro at 16. We were fighting 17 and 18 because his birthday is November the 17th. So he was fighting 17 and 18 at 16 years old, winning, beating everybody. So when we talk about, all the young fighters that we know now to be great, the Jerron Ennis's, the Shakur Stevensons, Teofimo Lopez's, Ryan Garcia. Let's make no mistake about it. Devin, we've been knowing Devin for longer, and he's younger. So when you talk about a professional style and a professional approach to boxing, we wasn't playing with this shit. We knew that Devin was like one of the callers said in, or that might have even been Mario, who said that they're a shark. Devin is a shark, and when you talk about swimming with these sharks, you better believe it. You better know how to get down. And on that night, on Saturday, how we fought Linares, and we took it to Linares to made it Linares fight, a fan-friendly fight. Let's make no mistake about it. When we talk about Lomachenko being the man, and they saying Teofimo beating the man that is the man, we talk about who did Lomachenko beat to become the man? My dear brother.
Who'd he beat?
Who
Gary
did
Russell. Gary Russell.
To become the man?
I mean, that's when people start, that was his first world champion. He did it in his third fight. Yeah, I mean, he made a statement with that.
Okay, so if he beat the man, then Gary Russell was the man, right? You said Gary Russell was the man, and Gary Russell ain't lost but to nobody but Lomachenko. So why isn't Gary Russell still a man to be beat, being the man? Why not? If he's only lost to, if using your analogy, if he was the man, Lomachenko beat the man, and that was Gary Russell.
Yeah, man, because Gary Russell doesn't get promoted, the way that he needs to be.
Was Gary Russell a world champion when the man beat the man? So we now saying that you can beat a guy that's not even a world champion or former world champion to be the man.
I mean, again, it's different terminology. If you want to say the man is like the unified champion, because the man can mean different things. The man can mean
when you start kicking ass and you're kicking ass, and you're saying, okay, well now he beat him, I'm gonna say he's the guy. Shouldn't everybody have that defining fight that says that you're clearly the guy?
Yeah, I think for Loma there isn't a fight. It was a culmination of all his opponents. Like
culmination.
It was
like
he was okay because he was only 10-0 when he beat Gary Russell, and nine fights before that he had lost.
Not 10-0. No. He beat Gary in his third fight. It's his third fight. Loma fought Gary.
Okay, so now let me say that there. Then he beat Linares his 10th fight. This third fight, you're correct. The third fight, so he was the man after his third fight.
Yeah, because no one had ever done that. No one ever fought a Gary Russell in their third fight in their life. No one's done that.
And then to beat Rigondeaux also in a situation where Rigondeaux had his defining fight against Donaire, you know what I'm saying? So it's like Ness said, I think it's the best way to say it. It's a culmination.
Yeah, he beat Rigo too, and that's what I'm saying. It's all the opponents combined, and you got to remember he did that in a certain amount of time. Like nobody's still ain't done that. Like Vasil put that resume together in a short amount of time, and it was impressive.
I'm gonna help make that resume argument right quick, Bill. Hold on. I'm gonna make that resume argument. I'm gonna point this out if it is true, and y'all correct me, but it's just when people look at the resume, they want to see names, right? So I would say Devin, he fought Gamboa, right? That's a name to me, right?
Yeah.
Gamboa was good enough for a lot of Chris Colbert, I hear, is getting ready to fight Gamboa.
Yes.
So you get what I'm saying? So Devin is building those names where people would once look at him and see the eye test and say, I got him. Now they're looking at, okay, Gamboa, Linares. He just got to keep adding those names, I feel. And I don't think that's his fault, anybody's fault. I think that's the boxing game that you know much better than me.
Exactly.
No, I agree. But when we speak from a factually standpoint, right? When we say that Gary Russell, when he fought Gary Russell, what was it for? It was for, it would have to have been for a super featherweight title. At best, right? I don't even know what the weight class was down there.
It was for the WBO featherweight title at 126.
Featherweight or super featherweight?
126.
Okay, 126. Okay, so now when you talk about being the man and then you saying a cultivation of work that made him, it wasn't a cultivation of work that at 2-0 or whatever, he had fought to become the man. See, that's the thing about this joint is you guys want to be quick to give certain fighters the man or what they are or, defining their shit. Now, and I'm telling you, Devin at 26-0 is a complete fighter that will give you a performance for 12 rounds. We see that. He's going to be in your business for 12 rounds. Now, when we talk about Lomachenko, 126, let's establish that is 126 the man, or did he do what he had to do at 135 to be the man? What division of cultivation of work that makes Lomachenko the pound for pound guy that he is?
I mean, he became pound for pound because he got titles in 3 different divisions.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what adds to the pound for pound idea of it.
Okay, so did he not dominate Gary Russell at 126?
Yes.
Okay, so he dominated Gary Russell at a 126. He was a bigger guy because in the Olympics he fought at 130. I guess it was 132. It was 132.
Yeah.
He was a grown man. He was a grown man at 132. So he got a little bit big. He got a little bit bigger and went up to 135. So they're talking about him being smaller. He's never fought smaller. He fought a smaller Gary Russell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sure, absolutely.
Let's not give him his grams for fighting a smaller Gary Russell.
Why not? Why not? You make the weight.
No, I'm saying in terms of the magnitude of being the man or not.
Now, but I think you getting. I mean, you too hung up on this man thing. Like beating Gary alone didn't make him the man. It was like beating Gary, then beating Gamaliel Rodriguez, then beating champion Roman Martinez, then beating champion Nicholas Walters, then beating champion Jason Sosa, then beating, Mariaga, then, beating, again, champion Guillermo Rigondeaux.
Wait.
In 16 fights.
Out of all those champions,
Bill, what are we debating here? He got 16 fights and he got like a dozen fucking names. It's insane.
Okay, now of the dozen names, who is the most accomplished of the dozen names that he has?
Guillermo. And
I would have to say Rigondeaux.
I guess Rigondeaux.
How many world titles does Rigondeaux got?
Pedraza. I would say Guillermo Pedraza and Guillermo.
I think you could make a case for what he did to Nicholas Walters and essentially took him out of the fight game.
How many world titles?
Listen. It's Guillermo Rigondeaux, Linares, Pedraza. No, not the best. One of the best.
Okay, Pedraza. How many world titles does Pedraza have?
Because Rigo, I think, is a 2-time champ, man. He 2-division champ. Just like Pedraza.
No, Pedraza, my ass. Take a look at Jorge Linares.
We said Linares.
Is who?
Yeah, Linares is definitely one of them.
One of them,
for sure.
I said the most accomplished. I didn't say.
He ain't more accomplished than Rigo. You better knock it off. Rigo sit back so you can listen. Rigo hold the Nonito Donaire win. That right now, that win is fucking gold. Donaire just knocked out 2 champs. Rigo got the better win. Linares' biggest win is fucking Corolla, man. Get out. No way.
He did what Jordan did essentially. He came back and reset time did it.
Rigo still got the better resume.
I said accomplished meaning, you said the win. You said, I didn't say the biggest win. I said the most accomplishment.
He got, 3 gold medals? He got his world title before. He got his world title, I think, in 12 fights. He won that first, right after Tion Kennedy. I ain't even got the resume pulled up. Yo, Rigo's that dude.
Yeah.
He beat Atbeko almost 20 years ago and Nonito Donaire, man.
Wait a minute. But when we talk about accomplishments, when we talk about world titles in multi-divisions, then it's Jorge Linares, bro.
So you saying
Linares has the most wins of any fighter that Lomachenko won at 44. The only person close to him is Salido with 41 wins at that time. So he does have the most wins out of anybody.
I mean, but
most wins, most knockouts.
Most knockouts too, yep.
Bill,
wait, no. Oh, yeah.
Bill, you out here wilding.
I mean, but it's still a dude on
Bill trying to get Linares. He trying to put Linares on pound for pound status.
Wait a minute. Hold on. So wait a minute. Okay.
No.
When you talk about being pound for pound in the sport of boxing, when you talk about Rigondeaux and Linares, who was voted higher on the list of being pound for pound the best in the game at that time? Linares was considered almost, he was up there, dog.
Linares' resume not better than Loma's, man. It's just
I didn't say Loma. Oh, fuck. No,
it ain't better than Rigo. It ain't better. Listen, Bill, all jokes aside, it ain't better than Rigo's either. Like, all jokes aside, Linares does
either. I've never said that it was better than Lomachenko. I said that Linares is 35. Lomachenko was 33, and they talking about an old Linares. Motherfucking Lomachenko was old as shit himself. You dig what I'm saying? They the same age. All them dudes is the same age. Why they talk about that old shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the problem with this argument
old
is that
different.
Listen,
it's not numbers, Bill. It's not he old 34. It's like he old 34 and he old like 200 rounds box.
But you got to also think about it like this, though.
And cut eyes throughout his career.
Yeah, but you got to think about it like this, too. Rigondeaux had this hype. People said he was the greatest amateur fighter in the history of boxing. He came out and he continued to do and live up to certain hype. Linares at his most prestigious,
lost
at DeMarco fight. Like, yo, they were calling him the next De La Hoya. They said he was going to be the golden boy, and he kept getting his momentum.
None of that shit, dog.
Exactly. So if you never believed it, why you sitting here trying to act like it's
we never believed the Lomachenko bullshit in the first place.
Me neither.
We never believed it.
I picked against him.
We got a chance to go out there. I took Devin to the Olympics for the 2012 Olympics where Lomachenko won. He won the gold medal. Usyk won. Clarissa Shields won, and nobody from our team, the U.S. won. Michael Hunter, Earl Spencer, none of them medal. I was out there in the UK.
Luke Bill, man, you trying to be slick, man. We don't want to have we want to know what happened with Top Rank, man. Did they offer you the TO fight? Is they offer you Nakatani Loma winner? Like, you a free agent. Why you want to talk about Linares, man?
No. Fuck all that talking about that we are free agents. We are not just free agents because we did great business, right? And not only are we free agents, we are free to make any fight in boxing.
So let's talk about that. Why are we talking about the past, though? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the fights you want to make happen.
Well, okay. Now let me go on to say what this is Teofimo Lopez, and the Lopez has said it was nowhere to run, it was nowhere to hide. That once we finished, we handled our business, and I went on record more than one time and says we're available. Handle your business, we're available. We ain't said nothing about no babies. We ain't said nothing about what we can't do. We ain't said nothing about nothing.
So what is Bob saying?
Wait a minute. When everybody talks about where we can fight or whatever, I'm here to tell you is that not only when we were with Eddie, right? Eddie, at the press conference after Devin finished the fight, he said that he would support it anyway. If whether we renewed our deal with him and did a new deal or anything, he would still support us fighting any other place. You see what I mean? Now, when you talk about Bob Arum and you talk about Eddie Hearn he said he talked to him almost every day about Fury and Joshua. So if we were fooled, bro, if we get real money, we get real checks. If we were fooled, then what happened to hunting us? You see him? Everybody come back and ask this fucking question about what's going on. I just told you we're available. If we fooled, then come on and eat us.
But it don't work like that in this game.
What the fuck you mean it don't work like that? It just work like that if you the king of fucking boxing. If you got every fucking thing and you can demand everything. You just said that you're a franchise champ and you can make it happen. Well, then fucking make it happen.
Yeah, but
you was gonna send over an offer, send over the motherfucking offer.
But things change. They just announced that he renegotiated his contract with Top Rank.
Okay, well then bitch, know who's the fucking A side and know who's the fucking B side then. If you want us to send you something, then bitch act like you know that we the motherfucking A side. We the money. No, wait, hold the fuck up, Ness. Now understand though, you out tramped your way into a Triller bag, you dig what I'm saying, with a motherfucker that you don't even know whether y'all married or not, you dig what I'm saying? You just having a fling over here to just get a little bit of paper, you dig what I'm saying? So first you just tried to, pull up with your new guy. Pull up with your new guy in the new car and act like you got a new relationship to try to make your old guy mad. You see what I'm saying? To make your old guy mad. So guess what your old guy said? You know what? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I can see where you bring your ass back over here. You see what I'm saying? And I'm going to take this, I'm going to do for you. And then y'all patched up, y'all kissed and made up, you lying motherfucker. You kissed and made up. You dig what I'm saying? With your old boyfriend. Your new boyfriend is like, damn, we doing all this promoting like we go like we in a relationship, like we might be in a relationship when you have no intentions. So it's all bad business. When you talk about Devin Haney Promotions, you talk about Bill Haney and Devin, you talk about representing this Oakland, California, man, where it's always been independence, all the way from the late 60s, the start of the Black Panthers, the start of the Black Guerrilla Family, the start of organizations to protect the community on the streets and in the prisons. It started here as independent, as we don't have to be owned by nobody. So when I come here saying that I come here as a representative and a president of Devin Haney Promotions, and we ready to do business. It don't mean who the fuck because we have to go get with this person. We have to go get with this person. The only thing we got to do is wear that belt proud and be ready to defend it against whoever that Mauricio mandates. Now, let me tell you about the WBC franchise belt. You can't get mandated for it. Yeah, so can't nobody that want to have it, that want to be world champions and get paid millions of dollars, yeah, you can't get that franchise belt. You can't work that. Now, this the WBC World Belt, we're ready to bring that to Oakland, California. We're ready to come to that. That's an announcement right there. That Devin's next fight will be in the Bay Area, God willing, inshallah. We're talking about the venues around here, whether it be the old Oakland Coliseum or whether it be here at this new arena in San Francisco or one of the other defined historic landmarks in the Bay Area. It's about us showing up that our people showed up in Las Vegas. They showed down, they supported, they spent a bunch of money. So it's only right that we want to deliver them the show that they've been supporting from a distance. We deliver it at the house. You see what I'm saying? We've proven that we can sell tickets. We've proven that we can get viewerships. You see what I'm saying? But it's still DHP at the end of the day. You the boxing voice. So say you're ready to do a deal with the boxing voice with somebody else, you still gonna be representing the boxing voice, point blank, period.
But I have to call. You say you're ready to do business, but you waiting for a phone call or you waiting for T.O. to offer you something. Why can't you just sit down? Why in boxing is it so hard to sit down with people?
No. What you're saying is that when you talk about Teofimo Lopez and his business and him being the king in his business, you hear things that Leonard Ellerby says. You hear things that Camboso said in the sense of he brought the situation to you, T.O. You see what I'm saying? You talk this bullshit. Now, one thing that's different is that we do have a belt, we do have a network, and we do have money.
So you're confirming what Eddie is saying. He said that you guys do want to re-sign and they drawing up the contracts.
Well, I'm confirming
because you say you do have a network. If you got a network, that means you still with DAZN. Because the quote I got is that. Let me see. Let me look for this. Shit. All right, highlighted. Okay. Yeah, so Haney wants to sign again in Matchroom, and the contracts are being drawn up.
You don't see nothing where it says, yeah, so Haney wants to sign again in Matchroom.
I'm serious. I got a text right here. I got a text that says, ask Bill if Eddie is right. He did an interview with Boxing Social where Eddie says Haney wants to sign again and they're drawing up the contracts. You seen the video.
I don't remember him saying drawing up the contracts, but I definitely remember him saying specifically that it looks like y'all are going to re-sign.
Just like it looks like that, Mario. That's what you said.
Listen, no. And you're playing. You're playing this perfect. You're playing this perfect because this does not happen. This is rarefied air. This is like if LeBron played 2 seasons with Cleveland and then became a free agent. Like, guys don't find themselves in this kind of situation. Shakur's locked down. Crawford's been locked down. These guys put themselves in a situation where they get bled out.
You can't come on the Boxing Voice playing. You're going to get exploited. This is a real life situation, and I wouldn't play with the people. I promise you I wouldn't play with the people. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, we spent a lot of time coming out of that great city of Tijuana, man. You know what I mean? Mexico. So you never get a chance to see them, and they got to fight for little to nothing, and they have no motivation. But now with Canelo and Eddie going down there and getting a chance to actually film them, training in their element, you're gonna see some really good fighters, man. And I've been telling everybody about that great country of Mexico and how Tijuana and Mexico had embraced us the way that it makes us the fighters that we are, that we're able to fight other Mexican brothers and do well with them because we were bred and started in Mexico. So fighting on the inside and doing those kind of things, bro, y'all never seen this stuff. You never seen this shit. And when I tell
right.
you, Devin is more Mexican than Ryan and Teofimo Lopez put together, I'm telling y'all the truth.
I love it.
He got more Mexican in him. He got more dog in him than that. You see what I mean? And I think we showed that on Saturday.
And you think? And
so
you think,
still
like,
ain't tell us how the call went.
Go ahead.
Have you talked to Bob or not?
I spoke with our lawyers that speak with Bob's lawyers and them too, though. So the lawyers been talking.
Yeah.
So has he offered you guys something? Lawyers talking. Is there a contract? Is there at least a terms? Like, did he say, hey, we can give you Tio, we can give you Josh Teller, we can do Cepeda, we can do, like, did he offer something?
No, it didn't get that far. It didn't get that far.
Nothing from Espinoza?
No. What Bob did was, he bamboozled the people in the sense of that these things take time. You know what I mean? And no matter what he said to the people in terms of, they're like they're not like babies where you can just get what you want. In business, and any attorney or anything knows. Okay, we fought. I don't know what, a couple weeks ago. Things cannot be strained or cannot be over with or cannot be. You know what I mean? It takes time, right? And on our part, we say that we're available, right? We're still in the position. We haven't did anything else different than fight on that night. You know what I mean? And I think that what they were talking about was that in Bob's defense, right? And Bob's defense is that he said that he had to make an October 2nd date. Well, clearly we know that the October 2nd date, he won't be able to make that now. So that would mean that Tio would then be having a baby and getting over his baby and doing all the stuff and be able to fight Devin in January of 2021. Which realistically,
2022.
22. Excuse me. Thank you, Mario, for helping. 2022, realistically be able to do this thing in 2022.
Adjust the camera a little bit. You cutting your whole face, or lean back. Okay.
All right. So I apologize. Yeah. So realistically, this is what I see, how I see business working, right? Of course, I felt a different way than I'm feeling now.
What's the latest with Devin Haney? Obviously, we saw him return to the ring against Jorge Linares. Is Devin Haney still under contract with Matchroom?
We actually are working on a new contract at the moment. His contract, that was his last fight.
I just wanted to play that because people try to say he ain't say the word contract. Yes, he said we working on that new contract, Bill. That's what we working on that new contract.
He's saying like it's a negotiation. We're trying to get him to
no.
To say we're drawing up contracts because they've agreed to resign. Like that's
if you're working on a new contract.
Great. It's a great thing because in basketball or football, if they say that they're working on a contract, that means that it's being worked on, and until the actual signatures are on there, then you won't have all the demands. So it's a great thing, and shout out to Eddie.
Let's talk about that. I mean, you made it clear that Devin has always lived up to his side of the contract by continuing to win, by becoming the world champion, by selling tickets, and by, being proactive. You guys bring fights to Dazn. You don't just wait. So what do you think all that is worth now? I mean, I'm not looking for a dollar. I'm not looking for a dollar amount. Well, hear me out. I'm not looking for a dollar amount. Your business is yours. I just want to know what level of treatment you're looking for now.
Oh, man. I mean, definitely when we did our initial agreement, when we had our initial agreement, we made the agreement as Devin being, of course, being able to be the youngest promoter in boxing, being able to never be looked at as that while he's looking for opponents or he's negotiating or looking for sites, venues or anything like that, that it's any slight towards your partner at all. I'm sure that every fighter is always trying to look for that edge and marketing, You know what I mean? You know, their talent. You know, every manager is trying to look for an edge. You know, and sometimes the directions get convoluted between a fighter, a regular fight contract, and a promotional agreement. You know, whereas a co-promoter agreement. I think that Eddie Nem just being one of our global partners and being in the UK was just enough for them to not be able to do a whole lot of marketing here in the United States, because they don't have the stronghold here that they have in the UK. So it gave us an opportunity where people said that we were going to fall by the wayside. Well, that meant that we were betting on ourselves, because we didn't go with a U.S. based promoter that you know, like a Aram, Al, or Golden Boy. So I think that we got a chance to show our strengths by showing that we're still here and we're hotter than ever, and we're hot based on DHP and not based on Matchroom, not based on Showtime, not based on Dazn, but based on DHP, doing what a promotional house is supposed to do, and that's bring fights and keep their boxer relevant, make their boxer the hottest that they possibly can. And I think that we've shown those things. So from a monetary standpoint, I try to win with the wins, and then the money comes. I think it's a very, very big win for us to have fulfilled our agreement with them, and not complained, not wanted to go restructure again like Teofimo has done, like Ryan has done publicly. Right. You know what I mean? But to actually, see it through. I think that companies tend to want to take us a lot more serious than they would have taken us, when we first started, and also with the way that the landscape and the way that the fighters are acting right now, and the professionalism that Devin has shown, with handling this business, taking the good and the bad and everything. You know what I mean? It has us in a great position.
So do you have like a 3-fight backup list? Obviously you want the TO of the world, but he just restructured the deal. So
absolutely. We are ready to fight anybody.
No, names, Bill.
Anybody around.
Names.
No, but see, that's why I have names. It's easy to have names when you can fight any fucking body. You know what I mean? But I know, why you have that, you got that good blunt, so, you feel it, but you have to think about what I'm saying is first, is I said that we can fight everybody. We're comfortable fighting everybody, so it's easy to have a 3-fight name, right? 3 names. And I'll give it to you like this. I'll give you Teofimo.
But he's, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying backup list, 3-fight backup.
Okay. Well, then let's put him and Ryan Garcia both on backup, because they're not going to work. Okay. If we want to put Teofimo, we put Ryan in the same.
I love how realistic you are.
Yeah. Back them all up. Ryan is rumored to fight Comey anyway.
Let's back him up. We got the Jojo Diaz and Javier Fortuna.
The winner.
We got Gary Russell.
Oh, you still want that?
Absolutely. Didn't you just hear him talking the other day?
Why not?
Did you just hear him talking the other day? Absolutely.
I didn't hear him talk. I ain't know he was back out here.
No, but that's the thing about it, is that we know we'll still deliver the fights. We know what the people is calling for, but we know Devin is the one that's hot, not Mr. Gary Russell, but he's a great, talented fighter.
That's a good name.
He's a good name. Good name. And I mean, I needed you to tell, I needed you to big up him, big up somebody on the list, if it's Gary Russell or it's whoever. When you, at this point in time.
But one more. I like Gary Russell.
We letting our nuts hang with it.
I like Gary Russell. What's the last name? 3 fights. He said, what was the first one?
Gary
he said Jojo Javier winner.
Yeah, Fortuna winner.
Rolly Romero.
Oh yeah, I like that fight.
Really? Okay.
I like that fight. So let's go back where he said Rolly, and then he said Jojo.
He said Jojo Fortuna winner.
So hopefully Fortuna wins, and then you said, what was the first one?
Well, he said Tio and Ryan in the
No, Gary. Okay. No, I got it. So you sat down with Espinoza, is what you're saying?
Yeah. No, I didn't sit down with Espinoza. I just knew
because those are pretty much three PBC fighters.
I knew Mr. 1.5. You know what I mean? We got that in the closet. You dig what I'm saying? So we ready to pay him, right? I know what DHP can, or he said get the money now. See, we got the money now. You see. So DHP got the money now to go and give Gary Russell that 1.5 that he want, and let's go ahead and hand this show over here to Dazn, and let's make this shit happen, Captain.
Oh, so you want it on Dazn? I thought because it's Gary and PBC, and then you said Javier Fortuna.
Listen. If we got the money, we're bringing the money, we're bringing the belt. Doesn't that make you what?
The A side.
Okay, so let me tell you where it's going to be at. It will be on Dazn.
No, I got no problem with that. I was just trying to see if maybe Espinoza offered you that 3-fight deal with Javier Fortuna, Gary Russell, and Rolly Romero. Those are basically Showtime fighters.
Yo, how crazy would it be for y'all to beat Linares and fight Fortuna? And those are two guys that Ryan was supposed to fight.
That's a good one.
And y'all take that or I shouldn't say trash, but y'all take care of the business that Ryan was supposed to take. I mean, honestly, that's a bad PR place for him. I think the narrative is bad.
T.O. probably can get $5 million.
For what?
For Devin.
Oh, to fight you.
Yeah, what do you mean to fight? Yeah. Where the fuck else is he gonna get $5 million from?
I mean, that's why I laughed. I didn't know what you meant. I didn't know who you were saying he was fighting for $5 million.
Yeah, he might. That's what he can get $5 million.
Man, so why, Bill? Man, I mean, are you playing coy because you don't want to ruin a relationship with Eddie? Like, I don't understand. Why wouldn't you use your phone? You did business with Showbox and Espinoza before. These three names you mentioned are obviously Showtime fights.
Listen, no. Like now, when when the great Mr. Price down over there in Jersey, he said, you know what? He said, my phone is on, but I'm not using it. I'm not making no calls. But it's on to be answered. I'm doing my work. Nobody had nothing to say to my good brother, Mr. Price. Shout out to the Price family.
He's on a different level. They on a different level. They trying to get where you are in the sense that they want to be independent and world champions.
Well, you know what you gotta keep doing? You gotta keep doing what you started doing that got you there. You know what I'm saying? You can't get thirsty. You know what I'm saying? We just knocked off. Listen, Tio said that he was in the millions. He was in the millions club. We told him, welcome to the multi-millionaire club, my man. You know what I'm saying? So when Eddie said that he was talking about a big offer, right? Everybody started saying that, well, he got a baby. He got a 140-pound fight. He got everything, but he go from hunting. He was supposed to have been hunting us. So by the time Devin go from the ring to the yacht in Miami to hearing the news that T.O., but right before we about to come to the fight, we're hearing that the fight ain't on. How can the fight not be on in 2 weeks? But guess what?
Nah, 1 week, man. They canceled that shit yesterday.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about the Devin Haney fight and Teofimo Lopez fight. What do you mean, huh? If you can make a Jose Pedraza and Teofimo Lopez fight before he beat Camboso, why you can't make a Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez fight before? Because you know what? They said we had to beat Linares first. So as soon as we beat Linares, he already got another fight with Pedraza. What the fuck? I thought you was just hunting Devin Haney.
Pedraza?
That's what Bob Arum said. October 2nd, it was going to be Pedraza.
For who? For Tio?
Yeah.
And that's why I asked you, did you call Bob, man? Because you're not getting Tio if you on the outside. If you ain't in-house, you ain't getting that fight, man.
No, listen. Want to tell everyone, make sure that they know that we got to be in-house, but Anthony Joshua don't got to be in-house.
Nah, he
right?
don't. He don't. Yeah. He don't.
Right?
Come on, man. You can't compare Devin Haney to Anthony Joshua.
Maurice Hooker can't be. He don't got to be inside. It's a number of different. Anthony Corolla don't got to be on the inside. Come on, man. You can't talk to us just like that, dog.
Dog, but you know that those dudes weren't threats. When you a threat, you got to be on in-house so that I, as the promoter, I still win. Like that's why he did Josh Taylor Ramirez, because he still wins. He still controls Josh Taylor now. Like, you know,
it's like the risk reward is too much to feel like, you know, he can't let them, he can't let that juice leave.
I don't even think the T.O. Camboso fight ever happens on Triller after they pulled it back. You think I'm going to believe you going all the way, you going to August 14th now so you can compete with Pacquiao Earl? I think it's over.
You know what you do when you run away from something, you run into something.
I mean, he wasn't running away from y'all. That's his mandatory, and it was his mandatory, and his mandatory brought the bag, man. For whatever reason, that dude was bringing a bag, man. I don't know why, but he did.
Okay, well let me. Okay, can I? Let me just tell you. So you went with the mandatory, you went with the bag, you went with all that, right? That's fine. We didn't say nothing about that. We said that's fine. We said we're going to handle our business with Jorge Linares, right? Shout out to Jorge Linares, who each guy, whether it be Gamboa, who gave Tank black eyes, and we said, all right, well, step up with us. And Dev beat him with one hand. We told you, thank you, Gamboa. You know what I'm saying? Then it's Jorge Linares, who beat the shit out of Lomachenko, who was losing on the card to Lomachenko was losing to him, right? And one ref had Lomachenko up, one ref had Jorge Linares up, and one ref had it as a draw. I told Jorge Linares, thank you for coming and letting Devin beat up on him too. You know what I'm saying? And whoever that we get, right, I know it's not going to be good enough for the people, but I'm telling you this, and I've been telling you a long time, they don't want to fuck with him. Whether it be T.O., Ryan, none of them, all of them is capping, my man, period. We got to jump through. We got to jump through every hoop. It's always something, right, that we got to do. And I just said that we're available right now. We're available and being free agents. You said make the calls.
Yeah, because you could do a one fight as a free agent. Like, hey, Bob, can we get this one fight? Can we get the one fight with the rematch clause? One fight, rematch clause, one way? Like, I mean, okay, I hear you.
All right, let me just ask you this.
You know more than me. You know more than me.
People that do good business, they do good business. And when you talk about excluding people and all that, so you can do this and then so you can go over here and do that, you might find yourself that you split your pants because you're moving too fast. And I'm saying is, yeah, come over and do all that shit sounds good, right? But these promoters, networks, and all that, as you've said, are very fickle. They're very fickle in the way that you come over and you approach them and you do shit. So I haven't been telling people how to run their business so much as saying that I'm available to do business if you want to do business. But call them and say, okay, well, it's going to be this way or it's not going to be, that way or whatever. I'm not able to tell Top Rank that shit, man.
But I ain't asking you. I'm just asking you to call Bob and say, hey, man, are we talking? I'm a free agent. Hey, Espinoza, we did wonderful business with you. We love that you were the first person to believe in Devin and you gave us all access, but we've grown our profile tremendously. We're coming back to you as a champion with the WBC belt, not just any champion. Like, I don't know, Bill. I would be shopping, man. I'd be Jerry Maguire. Jerry Maguire. The minute that fight was over, I'd have been on the horn trying to see what's going on.
Well, when you talk about that, you talk about once a person has invested in you, whether it be on a showbox level, you know what I mean, where we were having the showbox shows and Showtime did a wonderful job and they invested, or whether it be Dazn and Eddie. We go and we listen. I have attorneys, you know what I mean, that talk to the other attorneys. But as far as me actually making a phone call to a situation like Bob Arum to sit down and talk to him about that, I mean, if they want to do business, they know that we're here and we're available to it,
And that's the way it should work. That's the way it should work. You know, these teams, like you were saying earlier, like when an NBA guy is a free agent, you know, they're sending them cars, they're sending them on vacations. Like, you know, if somebody wants you, then they need to make you feel wanted. I get that. On the other side of it too, is it maybe a little bit like because of the bad blood between Bob and Eddie that we've seen based off the Teofimo purse bid, that there's some sort of hesitant. You know what I'm trying to say? Yes, thank you. Yes, a little bit maybe.
Yeah, but I can only go on with the fact that what Teofimo as a fighter and a self-described king or undisputed or any of that describes itself. He's saying that it's nowhere else for Devin to go. He's saying that what he's going to be able to do, we did what we handled our business. We put ourselves in that position that you're saying, and if it's us bringing the money, and us bringing the network, us bringing the fans, I mean, give us some respect. That's all I'm saying. You know, I've never said that the fight can't happen. I just said that the way in which that they're going about it and they're talking about it is not true. It's blatantly, it's disrespectful, right? It's ways that they don't want the fight to happen. They want us to say, fuck them, and us not be available. I come back on here to the Boxing Voice and say, nah, that's not true. And that's not true. I've not told Eddie not to talk to Bob, or Bob not to talk to Eddie about anything. They're going to continue to do business. You know what I mean? And if Bob and Eddie talked and they came up with something and presented it to me and then presented it to Tio, what would be anything different than anything that's been going on in boxing, period?
For the last 100 years.
They talk to Bob. They talk, Eddie talked to Oscar De La Hoya about Jorge Linares. The Golden Boy team, they felt they had a shot.
Yeah. No, I get it. Listen, I understand where Ness is coming from. I do. You know, at the same time, like if I have a son and I'm in the position that y'all are in where, you know, you're a hot free agent, you have the ability to do these things, I'm looking at, you know, who has done me right and who has done me wrong in the past, right? Showtime put out a beautiful short doc on Devin. That's where my brother fell in love with Devin Haney. He watched that doc and he fell in love with Devin. He's been a big fan ever since. So Showtime's done y'all right. I think that everybody can agree that Matchroom, Eddie, Dazn, they've done y'all right. Bob, on the other hand, you know, he's not even doing his own fighters right. You know what I'm saying? Like, T.O.'s in the situation that he was in, you know, Bud, you know, he just shit all over him. So the hesitancy to go there, you know, I would see it, you know. But again, it's like these deals, they become what they become at the NBA level, at the MLB level, because they're shopped around, because people start creating, you know, competition, right? It's capitalism that works at its finest. And so that's the reason to me to have these types of offers, to just go back and say, well, Eddie, you know, look, they're doing this, or, you know, Bob, they're doing this. Like, yo, that's a joke. You know, we're worth more than that, because, you know, things like that, the way it kind of moves naturally.
Well, when you have a guy like Eddie, who, you know, they say earn with earn, you know what I mean, right? Right. So you have Eddie.
They also saying Michael Benson already leaked out in another interview that it's going to be a fight-by-fight deal, according to what he talked to Eddie with. I don't know if you want to comment on that.
You're going to a fight-by-fight deal?
So it's gonna be like a Mikey situation where they have last rights.
That's wow.
Well, when you talk about any of those kind of things being available to a 22-year-old fighter, right?
Here come the circles, y'all. He'll never want to answer nothing direct.
That's a big get.
That's a big
on a contract. That's a big get on a contract.
Yeah. No, that's a big accomplishment there to be even. You know, you guys and Michael to be even reporting something like that a fighter would be offered some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And be able to do it. One thing that I know, and I don't know, you know, what the contract, because I haven't received the agreement, right? I haven't received what the agreement is. And I know that that Devin hasn't, but when you talk about Devin and being a promoter and being able to be available for the fight, right? And that's with whether it be with Eddie, right? Whether it be with Eddie or not, right? Right. As it stands now, that Devin is the world champion and he's independent and he's 22 and he hasn't had any bad blood with anyone. Being able to tell this story for future generations, right? For the guys that's coming up and the other fathers like the David Prices and the Dylan Prices, right? To do their thing. We've had to sacrifice a lot, man. And what I mean is the cushion of being with the promoters, some of the more established promoters that's in the game, that cushion where we have to get out and, I got to get together and get on the Boxing Voice myself, right? And I think that, my initiative to come on here and to do it has also created other fathers now to take a more proactive approach. And every time I see it, I support it. You know what I mean? Because traditionally it was that you had to give your son to the promoter if you really wanted him to be successful. To give him up, because what the cliche thing was the father and son relationship wasn't going to work. If a fight, fight by fight, we had 5 fights. We have a 5-fight commitment. No, if you win the world title, you got to fight more times. You know what I'm saying? And
options on our side.
All the stuff like that. Devin was able to land that deal. But now the thing that's great about it is that we also tell Dazn and tell Eddie that we're deserving because we're the only ones that's really holding down and representing for a global group like Dazn in the U.S., a U.S.-based fighter, right? There's no other fighter that on Dazn or with Matchroom that's representing like the way that Devin is representing. Of course, you got Canelo, but Canelo is Mexico. He's not necessarily the U.S. He has tremendous following here in the U.S., but he speaks very limited English, so on and so forth. So we're just happy to be in the situation that we're in, bro.
So when do we find something out? When do you foresee like an announcement, an official press release from DHP Promotions? Mario Serrano put that blast out, and it's like the youngest promoter ever re-signs with Matchroom for a multi-fight, or like when do we get an official announcement?
I don't know. I don't know when things will get worked out, or if things will get worked out. You know what I mean? I'm very optimistic about it that it does happen. We just have to see once we look at the paper, what they're presenting, and we look at the overall landscape of what's out here, right, and what we can do. Then we'll go from there.
So when is Devin back in the gym, man? I told you I'm trying to go out there, man.
Man, Devin will be back in the gym. He'll be back in the gym ultimately when he decides to get in there. But I mean, we're always sitting around the gym waiting on him to come in. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's a hard working kid. I think I anticipate. I don't know. He'll be back in there soon. I don't want to give him a date that I'm quoting. We just we handling this business right now.
So I don't do the tabloid thing. I mean, I guess sometimes I do, but is the rumors true? Devin's gonna be a dad?
No, not that I know of.
Okay.
I don't read a lot of the tabloids and stuff like that to get the information on him. You know what I mean? All right. Shit, I haven't heard anything about him.
Not a bad thing. Just asking. Usually kids, when a man has a child, they get all focused. Not to say he's not focused. Just saying it's not. It wouldn't be a bad thing for you to be a grandfather, the youngest looking grandfather out there.
Yeah, well, my older son, I have a 3.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. So you already a grandpa.
Yeah, absolutely. But Devin, he has he of course has his chick, and really they're a really nice couple. I like her. But as far as I know, any kind of kids or anything like that, it's a very, very big responsibility with having a kid. You know what I'm saying? You tend to start living for your kids more so than living for yourself.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? And as far as I know, this boxing, he's super, super serious about this. You know what I mean? And my agenda most mornings are to to work with him about him and furthering, you know what I'm saying, his brand. And he wants everyone to know that that he's available, you know what I mean, and all the shit talking that everybody done did, and he wants to know what's happening now. That's his main thing, is if they want it as bad as he wants it, then they won't stop. They won't stop saying that they want to fight. He's available, of course, to now Teofimo Lopez fight if the fight fell out, and Bob Arum, because Bob Arum just said that he might. Did you hear him say that it might get scrapped or some shit like that?
The Cambosos?
Yes.
Nah, I didn't hear him, but I told you, I just said I don't think that fight happens. I'm not. Why would you go against Pacquiao?
I thought you meant just on Triller.
I mean, maybe it happens on Top Rank. It ain't happening on Triller. They're not going against Pacquiao.
Okay, so we know that after Cambosos, it's no reason that he can't fight Devin. It's no reason that they can't sit down and negotiate the fight.
Politics,
well, Tio said as much himself. He said after y'all beat Linares, he said that.
It shouldn't be. He said all that before Linares.
But he said it after Linares too.
Then he said no, but he said it a lot before. Then he said it after, and then Mario. All of a sudden, we heard some other shit. Now, if you restructure your deal and get the Devin Haney fight, or we structure our deal and get the Teofimo Lopez fight, what the fuck is the difference, man? Come on, let's knock the shit off, man. You know what I mean? We ain't getting his business about what he's doing and what he's not doing. You know what I mean? You're a fighter and you're available, right? Devin's a fighter, he's available. I don't want to mix up the two and make it, this and that, and start talking too much other business. But I do want to let the people know and let other fathers know and people that it's possible to get to the level that we're at by doing what we did, and that's why we did it. The comfort of, we could have had the money and the comfort of being protected by one of the companies, but it felt a whole lot better doing it ourselves. It feels very good that we ain't fucked nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That we did good business.
And that's and that kind of business is how you get a fight-by-fight deal. You have to have a lot of trust to have that kind of deal initiated. And like you said earlier, the fact that, y'all didn't air any dirty laundry and, you maintain the level of professionalism, that goes a long way in any business. But in today's era of boxing, it goes a lot longer. You know what I mean? So that's how you accomplish those deals.
Absolutely. When like with Andrade, so to speak, right? Now, we both have the same promoter.
Yep.
When everyone is saying that Canelo is that Matchroom is focusing on Canelo, good. So now we can show how we really get down. Now we can show them, what we do as a company, what Devin does as a fighter. When Devin is in there, Devin's like, who sold this motherfucker to Eddie? And Eddie Devin said, me. That feels good to see your son as in there in the meeting. He says, me, I did this. Not y'all. Y'all didn't do, I did it. You know what I mean? And that's what he said in the meeting. So to have a partnership like that, to have a partnership where you're able to show your worth, you're able to grow, you're able to conduct business, you're able to pick the venues that you want to go to and do them the way that you need to do. You want to be able to sit. You want to get the reporters. You want to get the influencers in there. You want to get to do the things that you know that's the millennial show. Devin's able to do that, right? You know what I mean? I want to fly. I want to fly media. You know what I'm saying? We want to fly media out too. You know what I'm saying? Don't say because he's 22 or because we just started that all that shit is not important. You know what I'm saying? So in a new agreement, we want to be able to say these things, right? We want to be able to do it. It's not just about just quick, okay, let's restructure. You give me some more money. And that's no. We're talking about some whole other ancillary things that need to happen in agreement with a Devin Haney. As far as the Devin Haney show, a Devin Haney event.
Would there be any desire to, if things work out with Eddie and Dazn and Matchroom, to have it in the contract that Devin starts commentating or being part of the show in that kind of way to at least have he's still very young, he's still got a huge career ahead of him, but planting those seeds now, right? Like Ward did, like Tim did. Is that important at this point, or is that still off in the future?
No, it's not. It's not important. Okay. What's more important is him understanding that shows like yours, like you guys, the Boxing Voices, his own platform, that he's able to parlay his success to his own platform and draw his own audience and do that kind of thing. That's what's important for me, us as independents, us knowing that, you know what I mean? But also us being there. I mean, he's there and he's professional enough that he's there to do the events for Dazn. But if Dazn prefers to have Ryan Garcia come up and commentate or have someone else come up and commentate because of their audience, what he understands is that the world is big and he has an audience as well. And him actually being able to service content to his audience is more important later on as he progresses. But, you got to be...
That is exactly the truth.
So
You're right.
VADA just announced a big congratulations to Devin Haney and Lenatus for successfully completing the VADA program. So shout out. They just made it official that your bout May 28th, your son was clean and so was his opponent. But Bill, we're going to wrap it up. This is possibly the... time of the end of the show. Unfortunately,
hey, listen, Ness, I always appreciate coming on here and talking to you guys. When I of course learn more, I'll tell you guys more. But you know what I mean. It's a great time for Devin Haney and DHP Promotions to be in a position.
Enjoy it, man. Enjoy it. Soak it up. Y'all earned this spot. Y'all really did.
That's why I was pressing, because I'm just anxious to see what's gonna happen next. I'm all tuned into the Devin Haney movie. You know what I mean? I'm ready for the next episode.
Because I can tell that that you have you like okay, you guys in that position now, make the move, and and I appreciate just even your energy towards it and concern towards it. But I also know that it's very important that the process and the time taken to put in and come up with a great situation needs to take place as well. I don't think or feel that it would be fair to Devin or Devin Haney Promotions to be just rushed into something just because, you know what I mean, other than it being the right thing to be rushed into.
No, for sure. But Bill, definitely give us your social media and obviously Devin's social media, and Mario the same.
Well, like I always, tell you, if you want to catch me, then you'll catch me on your ass if you ever have anything bad to say about Devin Haney. So that's where you'll catch me at. But more importantly, real Devin Haney on all platforms. You got Real Devin Haney TV on YouTube as well, where you get a chance to see Devin and see, you know, our journey with that started in, you know, humble beginnings, of course, out of Oakland, California, like I always say, and also starting out in Tijuana, you know, so you can catch our story, you know what I mean? And if you just really need to talk to me, it's BH the Great, BH_the_great on Instagram. Appreciate you.
And he does respond, just so y'all know. At Mari Munguia on Twitter, at Mari Munguia on Instagram.
Mario, so you ain't gonna tell Bill you got the win?
You know, I mean, you know,
he was supposed to be there for your win. He was supposed to be there for your win.
You know,
I seen you coming with the medallion. He put the medallion by his face so Bill could see it earlier.
No, I heard Mario. Listen, I heard you talking some big shit though. You know what I'm saying? And when I was showering, brushing my teeth, and all the little shit, and I was hearing, and I said, that sounded like somebody talking some fighter shit. You know what I'm saying? And that was you telling the dude that he might not be ready, huh?
No, listen, he was a great opponent, but I knocked his tooth out. I just don't want to take the rest of his dental, you know. He needs to up that dental insurance, and then maybe we'll get it on again.
Who do you favor your style most closely to?
You know, I would have to say it's like probably Orlando Salido. No way. That's who I want to be. I want to be Orlando Salido. That's who I want to be.
Oh, you like Orlando Salido, huh?
I just feel like my ability. No, listen. I would rather fight like Floyd if I could, right? You know, or even Devin or Shakur. But I don't have that ability. I don't have that athleticism. But what I do have is the hardest left hand in Border Wars. So I'll keep that superpower. You know what I mean? Every time they always ask the fighter after our interviews, you know, what superpower do you want? I already got my superpower, so I'm good. I'll keep it.
Yo, there's nothing like a win, bro. Win is like, oh my God. It's like,
my parents made me a steak and shrimp dinner for the win yesterday, and that was the best steak I ever had. I'm just saying.
No, that's good, bro. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, Bill. I appreciate it.
I'm sure that's an amazing feeling for both you and your parents. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome. It was awesome. 300 people. I don't know how many for sure, but it was like, he knocked me down. I came back, knocked him down in the second round, and when I knocked him down in the second round, I saw everybody just boom pop up, and I mean, I forgot I was tired. I forgot. I mean, everything really.
Was your parents there?
Nah, man, they didn't make the trip to Wisconsin. They watched it. They actually had my whole family there. My grandma, my grandpa.
We streamed it, though.
Same people that watch y'all on Saturdays got to watch me too, my family. So it was a huge, I've been watching boxing with my dad since I was 5 years old, right? Never in a million years did I ever think that he would be watching me box at some point. God is so good, man. God is so good, for real. Sure. It was awesome. One of the best nights of my life, for real.
I appreciate you guys. Hey, man, get Teofimo Sr. on here and ask him, I hope I wish the family well. I wish Teofimo well, and, hope that everything works out between them, and provided that he finishes up with Kambosos, or if Kambosos getting scrapped, they know what the fuck is up, man. I don't know what happened, man. I'm telling you, he lived right down the hill from me. I'm gonna come pull down there and drive down on him if I need to. Unless you got my number, he got my number, Punch got my number. You know what I'm saying? All the shit can happen, dog. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was gonna meet with Punch, but they canceled the fight. He was coming down here.
I know, but I'm saying is y'all got my number. Teofimo Sr. got my number too.
We gonna try.
If you need to, you feel me? You always link shit up, Punch.
I'm trying. Listen, man. Listen, I'm gonna see what happens. I've been trying, but they've been allegedly dialed in.
Ain't told you to call me or nothing. You want me to call you later? Or what?
Samson called me. He want to talk to you.
We got Samson around the corner. We got Samson.
Samson calling me nonstop. Like, yo, what's up with William?
With a comedian, you know what I'm saying? He said we got him already. But what about T.O.? Do you got T.O. in the DMs? Do you got the... Or have you talking to him?
You got to talk to the Bob father. Nah, T.O., I didn't never tell you this, Bill. I never told you this. T.O. cut me off like 3 weeks ago because I was gonna have him on a show, and I promoted on the Instagram like Unified Champ. He hit me in the DM like, yo, you know I'm undisputed. Y'all playing games over there. See me in Miami. I'm like, word?
Yeah,
like,
pulled out that day.
And
listen, that's where if you put up whatever with us, you put up whatever. You can put negative, positive.
Whoa, that ain't negative. That's the truth. If you go on BoxRec, he don't got the WBC. Like I don't even get him.
But what he uses is every time you see Undisputed, he tells them if they don't put Undisputed, then he ain't fucking with it. He makes people, he makes the networks. No, he does. He makes the networks.
How you know this, Bill?
What do you mean? Obviously, it's not fucking true.
No, but how you know he makes the networks? How you going?
You're not the first person that just said that.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, no, you're not the first person that said that about T.O. That you know what I mean. He has a real problem when he's being called the unified champ. When the thing about it is, I'm telling him is, bro, Lomachenko never fought a champion to get the belt. He fought the vacant. He fought Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell's never been a world champion. He fought that to become the franchise champion. For you to have the franchise belt, come on, my dude. This shit ain't nothing, man. You know what I mean? And we thought we went from a position of that we was looking for him, and then out of nowhere, we kept saying, all right, well, come on, bro, let's make the fight. Then out of nowhere, he said, I'm looking for you, Devin. I'm looking for y'all, right? Right out of nowhere, right? Now, we're not in agreement that he just came out of nowhere and started saying he looking for Dev, right? Bingo. We said, okay, bingo. So now you looking for us, but you can't look for us, and you got to fight with Kambosos right now. So, but right after that, we're going to make this fight happen. We said, okay, we finished. We handled our business, right? Now it goes silent. They talking about to talk to Bob Arum about what? You didn't say when I finished with this with Kambosos, you go talk to Bob Arum. You said we was gonna make the fight happen.
Yeah, but you know, regardless of what the fighters say, it's still got to talk to Bob Arum. Still got to go through the proper, chain of command and protocols.
They didn't go through the proper chains. They didn't go through the proper chains for Kambosos.
Why not? Yes, they did.
What do you mean he did? Bob Arum said that he convoluted. They said he convoluted, and then when it came down to it, they forced it. That's what he said.
Yeah, listen.
That's still, that doesn't get talked about enough. That he tried to basically fix that shit. Like that was some.
Listen, T.O. did what he had to do. He knew that there was an outside investor that was interested, and he was not gonna accept peanuts from Bob. When if the fight goes to purse bid, he had someone ready to drop the bag. There's nothing wrong with that.
But why are we playing like the situation lines up like this? T.O. thinks he's out of, him and Bob are on the outskirts, right? And now he's talking up the Devin fight. But then now it's like, let's renegotiate, and then it goes silent. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that missing link it's not too missing.
Didn't that happen like that, Mario? They went silent.
That's exactly. I mean, to me, that's what happened.
No one wants to talk about that shit, though. So that's why I come on here and I'm saying, listen, from our perspective, we're still available. We're available to all them opponents that we talked about, all the guys that you talked about. Okay, Samson, listen, get ready. Get ready. Go and beat this guy. Get ready. We ready. The only thing that supersedes a Samson fight is a protest fight, which Samson agreed that. He agreed to it, right? When we talked about it, right?
Yep. Yeah, no, I mean, I think he's a very realistic person too, understands what that fight means. But yeah, I mean, I just think we have to hold everybody accountable. He's gonna fight George. I'm not convinced that he doesn't fight that fight. And once that fight happens,
iPhone work. See that iPhone working, going to work right now. You see? You see? Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's.
But yeah, man, I hope all these fights get made. I really do. And I don't think Teofimo's, scared to fight. I know Devin ain't scared to fight. I think it all comes down to, like Ness said earlier, there's a promoter, and this promoter doesn't want to see the juice fly out the promotion. It's the risk reward factor. He'd rather give that fight to Nakatani or a Loma rematch. Like, he wants all in-house, and it's, it prevents the best fights from happening.
No, he doesn't want all in-house. He wants like any other promoter. He wants his fighter to be the winner at the end of the day.
Exactly.
That's it. So it's not all all in-house, because he'll do a non-in-house fight.
Yeah. I hope so. I definitely hope so.
See your phone working, huh?
Ah, my phone working. Yeah, that's Samson.
Yeah.
He said, "Tell William send me the link. I still have his check."
Oh, no doubt. Samson, like I told him, listen, Samson is a good guy. I wanted to do business with Samson before, and I continue on to do business. You see, I'm telling him, I said his name, I said Javier Fortuna, right? I'm bigging up the winner of Javier Fortuna and Jojo Diaz. This shit is all business. And one thing that you guys know different, just like Mr. Sampson knows, is Devin is the real deal, man. We're talking about a real fighter. This ain't no social media shit.
I think he showed that in the Linares fight. I am gonna wrap it up, but I do think he showed that in the Linares fight. Like, he's on another level. You know what I mean? Like, obviously there was the punch, but skill wise, he's on another level. So I'm sure Samson ain't gonna be running through that fight either.
Okay.
Unless it's a good check.
We looking for the Lopez's, though. You think what I'm saying? Samson, we got Samson. I already know we got Samson. Samson
You should campaign for Mikey, man. Go outside the box, man. Get Mikey. What he doing? Is he retired? I mean, he owed the zone a fight, don't he? Or at least a match, right?
I ain't gonna let y'all off the hook with Teofimo Lopez, man. I'm gonna call Punch later on today and get him. But I'm looking. You know what I mean? I'm talking to my Dominican brothers, my Latin brothers. I'm looking for the Lopez's right now. You know what I'm saying? And to see why, just like Mario said, why did things go silent?
I mean, I think it's because of the renegotiation. They're obviously not only restructuring the contract, but what the plan moving forward.
Yep, they're trying to think. Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Like,
right.
Mario, that's exactly what it is. And I'll tell you one thing is, it's not what you said. If you said that's what makes you the king, is because I'm Devin.
Come on, Bill. Fighters talk, man.
Fighters talk. Okay, all right.
Fighters gonna go and talk. They ain't got nothing to do with the negotiation table. We all know that, man.
Is Javier Fortuna is Samson looking past Jojo Diaz?
I don't think so. I don't think so. He ain't never.
They better not be.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's a big fight for him.
Fortuna, that's a fight that I don't even look at JoJo as a smaller man coming up, because Fortuna technically ain't the best. He's just awkward.
And he's small too. He's a small.
Yeah, and the truth be told, man, they played him, man. He been dangled around so long, man. He been training in Puerto Rico for 14 months. He probably living it in the gym, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's a good point.
He probably leaving it in the gym. Every week he got a new fight. They cancel that fight. They say he got another fight. Poor kid been training for 14 months, man. He probably dead. Probably dead right now. He probably ain't got nothing.
Well, Jojo Diaz would be a nice fighter. He has a nice crowd. I have respect for him and his family, what they've been doing in boxing. So either winner of either one of those guys, you know what I'm saying, is great. You know what I mean? If Lopez, if we can't get Lopez, of course, Gary Russell. I think. What do you think? Is Gary Russell a bigger fight than the winner of Lopez? I mean, the winner of Javier Fortuna? No?
I mean, Jojo Diaz got that fight with Rakhimov. People thought he lost that shit. Plus, he lost his belt at the scales.
But didn't Gary Russell beat Jojo Diaz?
He did. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I wanted to say JoJo was the bigger fight because he's actually active. He's a former world champ, but it's like he also almost or arguably lost his mandatory. Plus, Gary beat him.
And then I think Mr. 1.5, he he's a world champion. You know what I'm saying? And stepping up as a world champion. Yeah, but he
got that mandatory, don't he? I'm pretty sure he got Ray Vargas to handle first, and that's gonna be tough. He finally in a fight. To be honest with you, Ray Vargas ain't no slouch. Let me see, Gary Russell.
Still on there? I mean, are they still having that fight?
I mean, it ain't scheduled on BoxRec, but Ray Vargas is the mandatory. And
why, if he got Ray Vargas, why is he mentioning Devin then?
When was this? When did he do that?
Just the other day. He was on
Bro, Gary ain't even fought, man. Gary got over a year he don't fight. How did WBC be letting this dude get this off? I don't understand, man.
I don't know, man.
He like the least active champion, man. Like, yo, other champions do the mandatory and voluntary. My man just do mandatory. Listen, Bill, I gotta go, man.
He may as well come. He may as well come up. He may as well come up to 135.
Yeah,
man. You know
I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. And I'm telling you, I pay for that fight on Dazn or pay-per-view. I always loved that fight. I was mad that y'all didn't make that fight. Like, I felt like, whatever. He was worth the money. If he, you had to give him a little bit more. I always thought his name was worth it.
Well, one thing about it, two things for sure is when you get that date from the network, and once we get a date from the network, we're available. And once we get a date for the network, we're trying to fulfill the date. You know what I'm saying?
Just make sure you tell Gary that, because you know how he feels about you coming at him with a date that you've been training for and he just finding out about.
He better stay in the gym, man. If he fucking ain't fought in a year and a half, shouldn't he be getting ready?
Nah, not when you ain't got nothing. You tend not to get ready when you ain't fought. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, they said, be ready so you ain't got to get ready.
I mean,
I'm out.
That was a phrase. That ain't real life, but I hear you.
Yo, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.